Hey everybody. So today I want to talk about JT Miller, who appears to be fitting in very nicely with his new team, the Vancouver Canucks. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind everyone to please hit that like button down below and give this video a thumbs up. That greatly helps out the channel. And if you're new to the channel or not yet subscribed for whatever reason, please hit that subscribe button, as we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And that is greatly appreciated as well. So, JT Miller got traded this offseason to the Vancouver Canucks from the Tampa Bay Lightning. And in his first 9 games with Vancouver, Miller has 4 goals, 6 assists, and 10 points. Over a point per game to start the season. And he's off to a very, very nice start with the Canucks. And he's looked really good so far. +6 as well. 3 power play points. He's played really, really well in Vancouver. And, I'm not surprised by this. JT Miller's a good player, but he's coming off a pretty disappointing season last year in Tampa Bay. And I think the change of scenery has really helped him a lot. So, listen, JT Miller last season with the Lightning only had 13 goals and 47 points in 75 games. And while that's not a horrible season, 47 points at the NHL level is not bad. It's not, what you would have expected from a guy like JT Miller, and he's a better player than that. But the thing about him in Tampa Bay is that there's only one puck. There's only one puck on the ice, and Tampa Bay is just loaded with offensive talent. And when you're playing with guys like Steven Stamkos and Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov and Tyler Johnson and all of these high-end offensive players, there's only one puck to go around. And JT Miller kind of felt like the odd man out in Tampa Bay. Like he never, I don't want to say he didn't fit in, but he never was like the guy to get the puck. It was always these other players that were, scoring and racking up points. And Miller just never really got a chance to shine. Even though he played in the top 6, he never really got a chance to get the puck all that often or to really, shine in that offense and put up a lot of points. He always kind of felt like the odd man out in Tampa Bay. Now he goes to Vancouver, who, yes, they have Elias Pettersson, yes, they have Brock Besser, but clearly they do not have the same kind of roster that the Tampa Bay Lightning have. They do not have the same kind of offensive firepower that the Tampa Bay Lightning have. Miller is playing a much more prominent offensive role in Vancouver than he did in Tampa Bay. And the Canucks are leaning on him a lot more to be a more productive offensive player. And so far, he has fully embraced that opportunity and been up to the task. Over a point per game to start this year. I really don't see him keeping up a point per game pace all season long. However, I do see 60 to 70 points out of Miller this year, which would be a career high. His previous career high is 58, which he did in 2017-18 when that was the year he split between the Rangers and was traded to Tampa Bay at the deadline. He had 58 points that year. I think he surpasses 60 this year just because he's playing more minutes. He's playing he's much more leaned on in an offensive role to be a top 6 point producer and a top 6 player. I would assume he's probably, I haven't seen I've only seen one Canucks game so far, but he's a guy who can play center or wing. I assume in this offense he's probably playing wing, but he can play center or wing, which makes him a very versatile guy and an important player to have in your top 6 who can kind of, play where you need him to play. I could see JT Miller playing all 3 forward positions, honestly, left wing, right wing, or center. He's a guy you can move around. And I just think he's going to be given the opportunity to score a lot more in Vancouver than he was given in Tampa Bay, where he really just was kind of, Stamkos racking up points, Kucherov leading the league in points, Braden Point racking up points, and then Miller was just kind of there, but he only scored 13 goals. He only had 47 points. This is a guy who easily, in my mind, should be a 20-goal scorer, maybe even 25. His career high in goals came back-to-back years with the Rangers. No, actually, he had 22 back-to-back years with the Rangers, and then the year that he split, he scored 23 between New York and Tampa Bay. So his career high is 23. I think he probably hits 25 this season. He's got 4 so far, but 25 is definitely a possibility. And I think he hit 60 points for the first time, and probably goes over 60 more towards the 70-point mark, because just the ability that he has to be a versatile player, be a power play player, be a good 5-on-5 player, bring some, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He brings some grit to the game. He's not somebody who's going to be, super physical, but he can be, and he he kind of picks his spots with that, and knows when to ratchet it up physicality wise. So he's fitting in very, very nicely in Vancouver, and I think he's going to be an important player for them. And Vancouver themselves are off to a nice 6-3 start. They're a team I picked to go to the playoffs this year. They've started the season pretty darn well. After losing their first 2 games, they've won 6 of their next 7. So that's a pretty nice way to start the season if you're the Vancouver Canucks. And Miller's been a big part of that. He's tied for the team lead in points with Elias Pettersson. They had a huge comeback win last night against the Detroit Red Wings. They were down 2-0 heading into the third period, scored 5 unanswered goals in the third period to win that game 5-2. It's been a nice start for Miller, and it's been a nice start for the Canucks. And I just think he's in a much better position to thrive in this offense with Vancouver than he was in Tampa Bay, where there just wasn't enough pucks to go around in Tampa Bay and get all these different top 6 players their points. Miller's getting his points in Vancouver, and I think he's going to keep doing that. He's playing, over 18 minutes a game. He's getting power play time. He's getting 5-on-5 time. And I think he's going to be an important player for the Canucks going forward. So it's been a really nice start to the season and his Canucks career for JT Miller. I'd love to see it continue. He's a player I really like a lot. And again, I think 25 goals and 60-plus points this year is a very reasonable expectation for Miller. And he's off to a good start and on his way to that so far this season. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.